Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So here, find dy by dx of this. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, try try to visualize this as being one bubble here. So when you differentiate this, the natural log of the bubble here, when you differentiate this here, it would just simply be 1 over the bubble here. Okay, but the thing is, the bubble here is 1 over x root x plus 5. So when you differentiate this here, what's inside here will be 1 over x root x plus 5. So and don't forget, you got to times. So when you differentiate this, it will give you this. But then don't forget, you got to times by the derivative of the bubble itself. Okay, and then within this bubble here, you've got another bubble here. So within this bubble, you've got another bubble. So you got to times. You got to times with the derivative of this inner bubble as well. So you've got a bubble within a bubble within a bubble. So well, when you differentiate this, when you get to this stage here, just know that you've got a fraction within a fraction. So when you get to this stage here, visualize it as 1 divided by, and then divided by 1 over x root x plus 5. So when you tidy this up here, you would have to do this 1 times times the reciprocal of this, which is x root root and then plus 5 here over 1. Okay, so just this bit here, it really simplifies to this block here really simplifies to x root x plus 5. Okay, so this block here will well, this here is this block here, and then you've got to times with the derivative of the inner bubble. Why that? So let's start again here. So you've got to differentiate this here, but visualize this as one bubble here. Okay, so when you differentiate this here, you will just get 1 over this thing here. Okay, hang on, 1 over this thing here. But then this whole thing here really is just simply x root x plus 5. Okay, just that bit here. So given this here, if you differentiate it, just the first part will be this. The first part will simply be this. That's just the first part. Okay, and then so wait there, hang on. Let's look at this here. So hang on, let me move this down here. Wait there. Hang on, bear with me. So hang on, bear with me. Let me just move this down here so you can see. So now, hang on. So hang on, bear with me. Okay, so if you differentiate this here, visualize it as this, the natural log of a bubble here. So when you differentiate this, just the first part, it will give you 1 over the bubble. But then this bit here really simplifies down to this bit here. Okay, and then you've got to times it. You've got to use a chain rule here. You've got to times it with the derivative of this whole thing here. Well, to find out the derivative of this whole thing here, so that's the first part taken care of. We then have to find out the derivative of this. So visualize this second part as this x x hang on, let me think. Visualize this as x root x plus 5, and then to the power of minus 1. Okay, so visualize this as this. So now we can work out the derivative of this bubble here. So this will be, this gets moved down to here. That's this minus 1 here, and then this thing stays intact. So this stays intact, and then this power here gets minus by 1. Okay, and then now you've got to times the derivative of the bubble here. So now it's you using the chain rule now. So you got to times it with the derivative of this bubble here. Okay, so here, so this derivative here, you have to visualize it as this. I know it's really complicated because you've got a bubble within a bubble within a bubble and so on. So just this bit here, you've got to visualize it. Well, visualize it as this. This thing multiplying with we'll rewrite this as this plus 5 to the power of a half, because that's power of a half is the square root. So now visualize it as this. Now you can use the product rule. So the product rule is differentiate this, leave this the same. So differentiating this and leave this the same will give us this. Okay, and then leave this the same. That's this being the same, and then differentiate this. And when you differentiate this, the power here goes down. That's a half here, and then this thing stays intact, and then the power of a half here gets minus by 1. So you get you get a minus a half here. Okay, so hang on. So when you differentiate this whole thing here, I know it's quite complicated. It really boils down to this. So this bit here is really us using the product rule, just this thing here. Okay, so at the moment you've got this times this thing here, and then times this whole block here. Okay, and don't forget, because there's a plus here, you can visualize this block as this block. You've got this block within the outer block. Okay, so so now hang on. So that will then give you this. Now it's just a matter of tidying this up. So so visualize this here as well. Visualize this as being this block. So hang on. So visualize this thing here as this thing here. Okay, so this block stays the same, and then hang on, let me think. And then visualize this thing here. Well, don't forget, this thing here gets multiplied to the top, giving you this. Okay, and then visualize this thing here as 1 over this thing. Well, this bit here is this bit here. Okay, so so that will then take you to this stage here. Okay, and then let me think. And then this block here, you can visualize this as being one whole block here. Well, what you've got here is one block times another block here, because they're multiplying. You can visualize it as one whole block. Okay, and then it gets multiplied to the top. So if you look at this bit here, you've got the block multiplying to the top, and then you've got an exact same block down here but squared. So what you've got is one block times minus 1 here over this block squared. So it's like the exact same block here times by itself. So these two get cancelled out, leaving you this. Okay, well, anyway, get this, multiply it to the top here, and then it really becomes this. Okay, so this whole thing here becomes this, and then tidy this thing up here. Hang on, so top times top, bottom times bottom here. Okay, so hang on, let me think about this. So yeah, so this power of a half here, we can turn it back into a square root. So so we can visualize it as this. Well, anyway, this whole thing here becomes this. Okay, so now we can multiply this. So at the moment you've got this block, and then you've got this block plus this block here. So this times this, and then later this times this here. So hang on. So this times this here will give us, well, this thing here gets multiplied to the top, and then these two will cancel out, giving you this. Okay, and then when you get this times this here, yeah, so when you get this times this here, it will give you this. Okay, but then you can visualize this as being one block times this block times this block here. Okay, so this times this here, this times this here will give you this. But if you look at this here, square root, and then you times by itself, so it's really square root, square the square root. So that really boils down to this. Okay, square. So this times this really simplifies to this. Okay, so now you can cancel this out. So that will give you this. Okay, so and then, well, tidy up, blah blah blah. Then this here is your derivative. Okay, so get a graph plotter, plot your original graph, which was this here, and then plot the derivative and use a graph to check roughly. Okay, so looking at the red line here, you can see that the gradient is going downhill. Okay, it's going downhill, and looking at the blue line, it is a negative. It's in the negative realm. Okay, so it's an indication that is correct. Okay.